Spider's Web, and in this video we're going to be continuing with our Dungeon Saga minis. We're going to be doing our legendary barbarian hero. Yes, I finally, I think I've just about got my head back into the swing of things, and hopefully I'm able to get this done right. It's actually the first bit of painting properly on miniatures that I've done since April. As you know, things happened in April, beginning of May, that sort of like knocked me for six, and I'm not going to go into that again now. I have done a video talking about it and how it's affected me, and I think now it's about time I got on with it. So I'm getting on with it. Here's the barbarian hero, and let me just get the standard barbarian so we can compare and we can see the difference. Right, so here we go. Now we're going to be doing things kind of the same but kind of different, if you get me drift. I'm going to try and stick with the similar colour scheme, not exactly the same colour scheme, but he still has looks like the same axe, so that's going to be done, but it looks like it's the same. Well, it's not actually the same axe, it looks the same axe, but as you can see it's a little shorter than the original, so I don't think it's the same one, but I've got this one to hand. This guy's aged, he's been out in the in all weathers. Obviously his skin's got a little more tanned and bronzed, so let's try and show that, shall we? I'm going to start off with Balor Brown, and I'm going to give this a good shake and get some of it on our palette. There we are, and I'm hoping this will work okay. And we're just going to add the Balor Brown to all the on the flesh areas, and this fella does not on that much, seen as a barbarian. He's got his he's got his leather straps and belts and his helmet. So we're not looking at a lot of flesh being shown. So that's why I've not got a lot of this paint out, but it might look a little strange, this colour, starting off with, but bear with me. You'll see where I'm going with it shortly. I'm just hoping this is going to be dark enough. If not, we can always darken it in some other way. There's not a problem. So I'm still now trying to get back into the hang of painting again after it was April, it's now July. A good 3 months. May, June and the beginning of July. So it was at the very end of April when I last did a painting video. Well, in fact, it was the end of April when I last painted something. think I posted my last painting video at the beginning of May, when everything was going pear-shaped for me. Trying to act as normal and I couldn't. Oh well. Let's just get going with this fella, shall we? So we have that there. I do believe we have a little bit of thigh being displayed down here. Let's try that as well. I may have to look at some reference material for this bit. I'm not quite sure as to whether or not this is flesh or whether it's part of clothing or whatever. But there we are for the time being. Oops, I missed it under here. I usually find myself missing things, as you may or may not have noticed. Some things don't change. And we have our flesh tones completed. There we are. And just wash out our brush. And give it a bit of a wipe. Next, what we want to do is we have a bit of his beard here, and we have the bearskin that he's wearing, as well as a belt, strapping, bit of armour, that kind of efforty bob. So I'm thinking what we can do here, before we start anywhere else, is still with a little bit of this Balor brown. If I'd have thought about that in the first place, I'd have put a little bit more down. Never mind. We're going to add a little bit, just a little bit, of Scrag Brown, just to change the colour. It's a bit too... no. I've gone the wrong way. I've realised that as soon as I started putting this on, I've gone the wrong way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some Ungor flesh to try and lighten it somewhat. And that's not worked as well as I'd hoped. So we'll go with some Screaming Skull. And that's probably about right for what I want. Now we're doing the inside of the cape, and remember, this is just going to be basically animal skin. It's like a bird skin, isn't it? So it's just going to be the skin of the bird, this part, which is why I wanted it pale and not too, what's the word I'm looking for, not too dark, but not too dissimilar in colour to the barbarian's flesh tone. Because, well, basically it is still skin. I'm hoping you can see that because I can't. There we are. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll try putting my little light on my helmet. Helmet, I say. The head loop. And there we are. So a little bit of water with this paint. I'm assuming that's down to the Ungor flesh that I added in. This again is going to change colour. It's going to change tone, let's put it that way, not necessarily colour, but tone. There we have it. There's that. Now, what needs to be done is, next, we're going to be doing the, don't want that brush, probably want that one. Yes, I probably do. So we've done the front, we've done the skin tone, we've done the inside of the cloak. Now we're going to do the outside of the cloak, and the outside of the cloak, with it being flesh, so with it being not flesh, burst skin, we're going to use a little bit of Doombull Brown. And added into that, we're going to have a spot of Calador Sky, and this is just to basically grey it down a bit because it's too red at the moment. So this is just to grey it down. As you can see, it's done the job rather admirably. And now we can start putting this on the burr fur. Now we have to be careful with this because not all of it is burr fur, that is the barbarian's fur. And I think I should have mixed a little bit more of this because it's not going down as far as I want it to go. I don't necessarily want it all over. It's the same colour. But what I am going to do is I'm going to mix in a little bit of Abaddon Black. That's going to go in there, like so. And that Abaddon Black is just going to get as you can see, I'm trying to give it a blend from the brown into the black. Hopefully it's working. I don't really want it to be all one colour, you see. There we go. Added that, so let's add a bit more black towards the bottom of this. And that will give it a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Variety. Texture. Not quite sure. It's a bird that was sort of black and brown and all sorts of different colours in its fur. Hopefully you can see the difference in the what should we call it there? In the fur. Nice to see how it looks when it's actually dried and we've started highlighting. I'm hoping this will be pretty good. Now, what do we need to do? Right, so as I can see from there, I may need a little bit more of this brown and blue mixture. So I'm just going to bang some in here. Again, it's the Doomball Brown and the Calidor Sky. Yeah, I'm just going to wash my brush up because I don't need such a big brush for this bit. It's just little areas that we need to do, but I wanted to get quite a bit of this paint mix just in case there's any other areas I've missed. So this part I think will be burr fur. I think, no, there is a little more. Okay, that'll do. That will do. Now, we're going to get the Doomball Brown out once more. This time we aren't mixing it with anything. Okay, I'm just going to put a little spot on there. And this is going to be your man's beard. Because your hair does change colour as you age. I know mine has. I'm not quite sure what's supposed to be her helmet here, but I'm just going to paint everything I can see with this colour, and if I notice it doesn't fit afterwards, I can make the adjustments. I will be going over this with a wash. I have noticed I have gone over somewhere that I shouldn't have gone over with this brown, so I'm going to just do that in. Whoops! I'm going to do that in black now, and hopefully both colours will mix together and give a different colour. Or a different enough colour. It will stand out from the fur and from the her. Okay, so that's that. Next, what we're going to be doing is using, strangely enough, as we've undercoated this in white, we're going to be touching up with white scar. Because we really need it to be pure white for some of the things we're doing, or some areas at least pure white. And that's what I'm just going to do now. I'm just going to touch up the areas that I need to be pure white for what I'm intending. Because the bone areas are going to be just washed with Agrax Earthshade to give it the bone colour. And therefore it needs to be white. I think that is everything. And I'll put quite a bit on, but I may use some of that later on for something else. And with it being on a wet palette, it's going to quite happily offer use for that. I could have used a greyish colour. Okay, I can do that again. But what I need first is our Old Faithful, if I can find it. Here we are, Warplock Bronze. So what's going to be Warplock Bronze? Well, anything that we're going to do metal, which is going to be the axe heads. And I think this helmet will be metal and have... No, I'm going to do it like bone. Oh, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it like bone. That will do. Well, it won't, because I've just noticed he has some wristbands, which no doubt be metal. And the other straps, I would say, wouldn't be metal. Let's get these done. And now we can pop that to one side and concentrate now on other things, such as the leather areas. And for that, we're going to be using so I'll tell you, that's why I couldn't find it. A little bit more of the scrag brown. Okay, this is just going to be the leather areas, so I'll put that down there. And anywhere now that there's a leather strap will get yeah. And I think that is it. So I can see anyway, probably missed something, because let's face it, I usually do. It's the wrong colour that I want. I just realised it was the Ballor brown that I used for the flesh tone, because I've just noticed a few bits that I hadn't painted. Okay, so one bit of flesh is here that needs to be done. I need to go over his bicep here. I think that really is it. So that's that. Next, let's have a little bit of fun. I'm going to start building up the whatchamacallit, the oh heck, the shadows in your skin tone, that's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for all my washes, and found the one I want for the skin. Strangely enough, Druchia Violet. Stay up. And as always, we just cover on the flesh tone and all the painted areas that we want to do in this colour. And you'll see how good it is as a shade for skin. I'm also going to do it over the leather as well. But I'm not going to do it over the lining of his cape. Because I want a really different colour. No, I wanted a different shade. Let's put it that way. I don't want a different colour. So similar colour, different shade. And there we have it. Once that dries, we'll go over again with another colour, and then we can highlight. But first, we need to do a few more washes. The next wash I have in mind is for the cape, and it is Reichland Flesh Shade. So that's just going to go straight onto the inside area of the cape. It's not going to have the same kind of tone as the purple has on the skin of the barbarian. Because I'm doing this while the barbarian's skin is still wet, they're still going to get a little bit of a bleeding with it and add a little bit more of an interesting shadow effect. There we are, that's that. The next wash we're going to do is on the back of the burr. Back of the burr. What I meant was the back of the on the back of the cape, on the burr fur. And this one is Nuln Oil. And it's just going to go straight over that. It's also going to go on the barbarian's hair as well, to darken that. Yeah. And I'm going to come around here and do his beard. And the fur. And That's that. And now finally, well, it's finally for this video anyway, we're going to be doing the on the bone areas, and that's going to be as usual with Agrax Earthshade. And it's just a case of making sure that all the areas that we know, or think we know, is bones, is done. I mean, I don't know whether this helmet is supposed to be made out of bone or whether it's supposed to be made out of metal with bone attachments, but I think for the sake of really creepiness with this guy, I'm going to do it all, the whole helmet as a bone helmet. Oh, why wouldn't you if you got the chance? There we are. I think that's it for bone areas. I may have to come back and add some more at some point. I don't know yet. I'm just going to add a few more bits down here, and that's all really I want to be doing in this video for this model. That's what we have so far. Bear in mind, it won't stay like this. It will look different. So, that being said, I'll wait for this to dry, so join me in the next video when we will carry on and hopefully get it finished. If not, very nearly finished. Until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.